What's going on, fellas? So I'm glad to be here and make a little bit longer of a video because I make a lot of shorter videos, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, and I post those TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube as well. But I like to make like 10-minute videos where I talk at length. But yeah, I try not to go over 10, 15 minutes because like when you make 20, 25-minute videos, it literally takes like 2 hours to upload. So anyway, I hope my eyeglasses aren't too distracting, and like I hope the sunlight's not too distracting, but it's just a beautiful morning, and I'm in Arizona, and it's just really nice. So like 40, I think it's 41 degrees, which actually at night it's pretty cold here. Like 40 degrees is kind of cold, to be quite honest, because you're getting down to like the 30s. But like I'll let you know that like if you're in if it's like 50 degrees, there's a big difference between 50 degrees at night and 40 degrees at night, just like there's a big difference between 40 and 30. So 30 is obviously freezing, like it's cold as shit. 40, not bad, but it's chilly for sure. It's chilly, and like you can feel the cold. It can like kind of hurt. And then 50 degrees is kind of like, it's just not bad. You just need a jacket though, if you're gonna like be outside and stuff. But I haven't been drinking coffee. I basically quit coffee, quit tea, and I'm glad because it's honestly saving me a lot of money, saving me a lot of time. I just don't need it. And like I was smoking basically last year, smoking marijuana and like not cigarettes, and it just like damaged my tongue. As far as like, you have epithelial cells in your tongue, and they're like just soft tissue cells. And yeah, I mean smoking is like 1,000 degrees, so it can like basically damage your tongue. And I was also drinking like black coffee and hot black coffee like daily, and like probably abusing it, honestly. So like that combination just caused me to have like a couple lacerations on my tongue. And yeah, like now I'm I've been without coffee for 5 weeks, and I feel a lot better, my tongue. But like, so basically in 2025, this year, I was having coffee like every couple days, but every time I would have coffee, I would notice like the lacerations on my tongue would be inflamed and in pain. So I was like in denial about it. I was like, I can't give up coffee. Like I'll give up smoking, no problem, but I was like, giving up coffee is like, that's hard. Because honestly, coffee is enjoyable as hell, but I had to ultimately ditch tea, caffeine, even like hot foods. I don't eat spicy foods right now, which I'll probably go back to spicy foods in a year or so, but I don't think I don't know if I'll ever go back to drinking coffee, because I have a sensitive tongue. And like, you'll notice as you age, like I'm 32 now, when you're like 20 years old, 25, you can do these things like smoking, drinking, like without damaging, because you heal quick, and like you just have like those extra lifespans. But as you get older into your 30s, 40s, and I imagine like you just can't take these risks, like because you don't heal as much, and you don't heal like at all. If in some case, like if you're like, when you're older, you're not going to be able to heal. So keep that in mind. If you're like smoking, dipping, drinking, even drinking alcohol is not good for oral health. So what else do I want to say? Yeah, so I've been basically off coffee for a good amount of time, 5 weeks. I don't miss it at all, and it was hard. It was very, very hard in the beginning, especially because it was November in North America. So it was like, it was basically daylight savings, so it was dark at like 4:30, and like, yeah, I mean, I was honestly like, I wasn't depressed, but I was sleeping a lot, because it was just like, you don't have the caffeine, and it's dark as shit, and it's just like, oh fuck. I'm not trying to dissuade anyone from doing what you do what's best for you, but for me, I had to cut it out. But the good thing about not drinking caffeine is that my sleep cycle is completely normal. Like at night, I'm tired. Like by 9, 10, 11, like 12, I'm tired and I sleep 8 hours, no problem. Then I wake up at 7, daylight. So before on caffeine, I used to literally pull all-nighters here and there. You pull all-nighters and shit. Your sleep schedule gets off. Next topic. I spent a good amount of time looking at different password vaults. What I was doing with my passwords, and this is kind of stupid, I was literally I wrote them all down on a piece of paper, and then I would just hold on to that piece of paper. But I learned that's basically stupid, because if you lose that piece of paper, someone will have all your passwords, right? So that was my practice for years and years, which is like kind of funny. It's just like stupid. So I use there are several password websites. You can find them. 1Password, Proton, like what's it called? NordPass, I think. Bitwarden. Some of them are free. Like, as if you want the most basic, like you can get it for free, which is it'll just hold on to your passwords. Like you won't have other features, but I really don't need other features, so I was chill with that. But yeah, I basically put all my passwords in an encrypted vault. That's what they call them. They call them password vaults, encrypted vaults. And then you have a master password, which you should write down. You should, safeguard, either put in your somewhere digital or write it down and keep that obviously safe. And like with that, don't put the name of the company next to it, because if someone, let's say, finds it, then they'll just go to that website with your master password and it'll just be walking right into the park. But protecting your identity is so important, and I've been learning that other companies, especially when it comes to employment, they're just harvesting your data and just literally selling that shit. Like anything political, like if you're signing up for something political, they're just literally taking down your info so they could turn around who knows how long later and then sell all that shit. So don't sign up for shit. Like even with job applications, I posted on LinkedIn, like don't create profiles, don't create accounts, because all you're doing is just giving them info and they literally sell that shit, bro. Why do you think all your passwords are compromised? Look on Google, Apple ID, like all your passwords are compromised. So there's a reason for that. And your password, that's like the worst thing they could compromise. That's the most like betrayal fucking thing they could do. So if they're betraying you on your password, bro, you can be sure they're betraying you on your name, email, address, whatever information you give, they're giving out. That's why you get so many spam emails, so many spam calls. Fuck that shit. I used to be such a sucker with all that. So no more, I'm not creating accounts with anyone anymore. Fuck them. Unless like I really need them, which is like my essentials, right? Email, social media, banking, like you need those accounts, of course. But if you're applying for jobs and shit, fuck, I want to be like fully in the camera. If you're applying for jobs and shit, fuck creating accounts for all these different companies. Because number one, you're not even gonna get a call back. You're not even gonna get an interview, and they're just gonna steal all your info. So it's like, and when I say steal it, they literally just turn around and sell it to third parties and profit from that shit. So no more being stupid. If jobs are created through human relationships, bro. Walk to places, go to places, contact people via email and say, hey, can we have a discussion? Maybe I'm a good fit. Don't just blindly apply to all this shit. Like that's just being literally a sucker. And so that's something I've learned. Like don't be a sucker like that, and don't be a sucker. Like you can, if you email someone at a company, whether HR or someone like in authority, and you're like, hey, I'm really interested and what can we do here? And if they don't like even give you the time of day, then that means it's not a real opportunity. That means it's probably a trash company, like all the above. So yeah, Do it the old school way, which is connecting with people. Don't just like blindly apply to thousands of jobs, hundreds and hundreds of jobs. I used to do that shit, man. I'm so angry at myself. I'm not angry because I didn't know better, but I'm just like, damn, I was so gullible. Like, no wonder I'm getting so much spam and shit. Because all my info is just being out there, sold, and passed around. It's ridiculous. It actually is. So if you're looking for a job, just do it the old school way, like I just said. Next topic. Well, I want to just finish on that. Get a password vault thing, because you need that shit. And like, it's just a smart idea. As far as estate planning goes, if you have look, if you die, who's gonna find your shit? Most likely friends and most likely family. If you live with family, most likely friends if you live with friends. But if you don't have trustworthy friends and family, which a lot of you don't, and a lot of people don't, like, you need potentially an estate planning law firm. And I say law firm because I don't trust solo practitioners. I think a lot of them are unreliable, in the sense, like, if they die or some shit happens to them, then forget it. Like, they don't have I wouldn't hire a solo practitioner to handle my estate, because like I said, but you could do like a small boutique firm or a mid-sized firm. Those two are great, because they're going to be long lasting. Like, if a partner or an attorney dies, like, the firm will still survive. So, and large law firms are expensive. So small boutique or mid-size. And yeah, I mean, that's like what you should do with them is basically create a will with them. They will make sure they have like an executor, witnesses. Usually their staff will do the witnessing, and then they'll hold on to your will and shit. But you got to also ask them, like, hey, what's the protocol? Like, if I die, how are you going to be notified and shit? I don't really know the answer to that yet. I'll make another video on that. But yeah, you need a will. You need to organize your shit, because just imagine if you got fucking killed or you died. People die suddenly, people die here and there. Like, do you really want all your shit just fucking out there and unorganized and unclaimed? So create a password vault with all your passwords, all your codes to get into your phone, your laptop. Put all that shit in the password vault. You could also, if you have like manuscripts and shit, I personally have that. I have USBs. Like, I plan on giving this to a law firm, at least giving them a copy, right? And it's like, they can only open it if I die. But you need it, like, instructions for what to do when you die and shit. And you gotta leave it with a law firm, I think, because I think leaving things with friends and family is just, it's unreliable. Like, people have proven themselves untrustworthy. Unless you trust them, God bless. You're lucky. You have good friends and family. So figure out your situation, but definitely think about estate planning. Like, that's something everyone needs to do. Next topic. I've been thinking about, like, look, I'm gonna be completely honest here. Like, when it comes to dating and shit, this is it. I know I'm repeating some red pill shit, but it's so true that women 18 to 35, or let's say 40, 18 to 40, those are their prime reproductive years, bro. They get so much attention, it's not even funny, and they have so much power, they don't even realize it. So when a man is in his 35, let's say 32 to beyond, like 35, 40, that's when his ability to get a chick or a woman, a wife, dramatically increases. So I want women out there to realize, like, you don't understand how hard it is for a man from 18 to 40, let's say 18 to 35, because we get no attention, we get no ass, we get no one to sleep with that night. And it's tough because all the women who, right, are our age, they're sleeping with older men, most likely, or going for that. So, like, it's just like, both genders, or I should say both sexes, have their benefits, right? They have their pros and they have their cons. Women, their pros are 18 to 40, where they have power, they can have so many relationships, they can have so much experience with love and romance, whereas men are dry as fuck during those time periods because all the women their age are going for older, established, more successful men. Because why? Because why the fuck wouldn't they? Now, there are exceptions to this. You'll see men and women dating at like 18 or 21 or 25 and they just last forever, God bless them. But a lot of us don't have that shit. So a lot of us men, we're not dating like in our teens, we're not dating in our 20s, because all these chicks, they ain't even looking at us because they see us, they're looking at like high status men who have actual like, you know, wealth, maturity, stability. And like as a man, I don't want to enter into a woman's frame. Like look, at the end of the day, it's all about the relationship and the uniqueness of it. So, but I'm saying, like, as a man, you want to create your own frame that a woman can enter. Like, there's no doubt about that. If you enter another woman's frame, bro, she's gonna just treat you like a child, like you're her son, and she can just bitch slap you and tell you what the fuck to do. And then if she's not happy with you one day, she'll tell you get the fuck out. It's just so against your favor if you enter her frame. So for the most part, again, there are exceptions to all these statements. Like sometimes it works and it's necessary. Sometimes she could be a gem and she lets you enter her frame, and she's like really nice and shit about it. She's like understanding that, you know, maybe you didn't have the same life opportunities and the wealth and the inheritance that they had, right? So it's not actually a big deal for you to enter their frame. I'm talking about like a poorer guy with a richer woman. So, but yeah, women, realize you have so much strength and power during those years. Don't be surprised that men are flirting with you, because sexual viability is important. Like, don't be stupid, people. Like, at the end of the day, like, reproduction does matter. It's necessary for human survival and like species survival and etc. So I hate when women who are like between 18 and 35, they're like, ew, I'm getting flirted on and shit. It's like, bitch, that's the fucking point. It's like, if you're, let's say, that's like being mad that like let's just say you're a great person and then people are offering you jobs and shit. And then you're like turning around on social media and you're complaining about that. Like, fuck you. Like, you're getting fucking job offers because people like you and shit. Like, don't complain about that shit and learn to say no and shit. Like, parents need to raise their daughters and sons, I guess, but definitely daughters with the knowledge and ability to say no with a smile. Like, I'm not interested, thank you. Obviously, ghosting is also a good technique, which I kind of don't like it, but I also understand it. Like, you don't want to hurt people's feelings, you don't want to be mean, cruel, or even give ultimatums, so you just ghost, right? You just ghost. It's just better that way. Like, I understand that shit. But yeah, so like, everyone needs to realize it's tough to be a man in your teens and 20s and early 30s, because you're just grinding hard, you're getting no ass, you're getting no appreciation, and like, it sucks. But the tides turn, and once you're in your 30s, 40s, like, then you start getting all the attention from the 20-year-olds and the early 30-year-old women, who now all of a sudden that age group is interested in you because you have frame, you have established whatever the fuck, success and all that shit. So it's just, the tides turn. The tides are in women's favor at the beginning, and then at the first half, women, second half, it's the men's favor. So the other thing is with baby mamas or women with children, like, I'm a 32-year-old man. Let's say I was potentially interested in a 38, 39-year-old woman with children who are, the father's not around. The first thing I'm going to ask is, well, why the fuck is the father not around? Like, you're expecting me to come into this frame to, what, be the fucking substitute teacher? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna do that shit. Tell that fucking father of these fucking assholes to get the fuck back into their fucking life and raise them. And I know I used language there, but I'm kind of being comedic here. But the truth is, like, if you're a father and you have children, like, you better be good to your baby mama, and that's your responsibility and shit, because no one really wants to date your baby mama. Like, it's meant for you to be with that person. If you don't want to live with them, fine, but you had a child with them. There has to be some degree of love there and like destiny. So you can't just fucking have children and just, unless you do that. Like, if you do that, if you leave completely, then you have no stake in that child's life, and you definitely have no right to contact the baby mama, and she can have new relationships and shit. But if you are kind of around, like, fuck those people. Like, if you're kind of around and shit, that's your responsibility, bro. That's your punani, that's your woman, that's your children. Like, you better like deal with that shit, because like a guy is not just gonna come around and be like, hey, I want to date baby mama. Like, no, bro, that's not my responsibility. It's not. And I'm not gonna play substitute teacher, bro. So that shit's out the fucking question, dude. Like, people need to realize, like, I'm being unapologetic, or men should be unapologetic for going after 20-year-olds between, let's say, 20 to 30, 20 to 32. Like, that's only normal. Why would I go for someone who's 35? Unless I really like her. 35 is, look, sexual viability starts to drop at late 30s, right? Or early 40s. At that point, you can't have children. It's an inherent desire for men to want women who are sexually able to reproduce. People need to understand that. It's like a natural law. It's like gravity. So it is what it is. What else? People be clowning. That's another topic. And I know I'm at 22 minutes, but people be clowning in the sense, like, what the fuck is with people like dressed up in costumes and shit, like gang attire, or like certain cultural things that aren't even like ethnic. They're just more like they're dressed like in a certain way. Like, if you're dressed like as a Blood or a Crip or like a gang member or some shit, it's just like, bro, lose that shit. Let that shit go. Get a new style. Upgrade. Modernize. Wear black clothes. Fitted t-shirts. Nice sneakers. Like, people like need to update their style in the sense, like, it's good to modernize. It really is. Instead of wearing costumes from the past that don't make sense anymore. I mean, I'm against school uniforms. I think they're ridiculous in the sense, like, why shouldn't you be artistic with the way you dress up and shit? Like, come on, we're not living, like, in today's world, clothes really aren't that fucking expensive, bro. Like, they're just really not. And you can get cheap and shit, and I write about it in my book, Where to Find Cheap Clothes and shit. Research and advice. But, yeah, I'm not for uniforms. I don't like that shit. Even if you're an employee and shit, I think, like, you should just wear a black t-shirt. But, I mean, I guess sometimes you need a uniform, but I think for the most part, it's very unnecessary. Suits, I'm not even into, like, unless it's a wedding and shit, but other than that, like, I ain't fucking wearing a suit, dude. Fuck that. I don't care if I'm a lawyer or whatever job. I mean, if you're a lawyer and you're going to court, you should obviously dress up and shit, but you do you. If you like to dress up, but I'm just saying, people need to modernize their style and shit, because you see people wearing, like, let's say, like, Tim's with white socks and like and one basketball shorts and shit. It's like, why are you dressing like a Mexican gangster in the early 2000s? Like, that look is not cool anymore. I'm just saying, it's not really a cool look. It's not functionable, I don't think, unless it is functionable. I don't know, but I just think, like, people should modernize their style. Now, am I gonna start wearing 7-inch shorts where you see like 3/4 of my thighs? I'm not into that shit personally, because I don't really dress like that. But I prefer like 9-inch shorts. I'll show a little bit of thigh, but I'm not gonna show all my thighs like some men are doing out there. But that's just me. As far as making money goes, if anyone needs like any side cash, the gig economy thing sucks, but it's not bad. Like, you could do Instacart, you could do Amazon Flex, you could do Uber Eats, you could do DoorDash. and actually make like enough to cover your expenses and shit, you're not gonna be able to profit. It's not a long-term thing, but if you need to do like some gig work just to make money, those aren't bad. You do need your own car, of course, but you'll do you. I'm not even gonna talk anymore. Have a great fucking day.